Welcome to Rebuilding Hollers Come Hell or Highwaters podcast. My name is Stephanie Johnson, and I'm so excited to see y'all this evening. We are going to have a great show tonight. I have an amazing guest I cannot wait to introduce you to. And this is our second to last podcast of the year, which is crazy. We've been doing this almost 6 months. That's insane. And tonight we're doing it basically note free. I have as limited notes as it gets, and I have so much to tell y'all. I'm so excited about our guest tonight. I cannot wait to bring him on. But before I do, a couple updates. Make sure that you give the gift of rebuilding this year. You can get Rebuilding Hollers merch, make up end of year tax donations. There's so many ways to help us here at Rebuilding Hollers. Our projects are doing amazing. So project number 3, I got to see them today. Their framing is incredible. The roof is on. They were sheeting it just 2 days ago, and then shingles start next week. So I'm so excited about that. Project number 8 has made amazing progress. Their exterior is almost complete. A little bit more siding, and gutters, and then we're moving inside, and they are doing a radiant floor system. So that's our first radiant floor system. I'm real excited about that. So once that's in, then we will start sheetrock, and that is so exciting. Project number 9 has sheetrock happening today, yesterday, and the day before. So amazing things there. Project number 12 has got their framing delivered. So the metal building is up, and now we're starting the framing on the interior walls. So I'm so excited about that one. Project number 34 had a big week this week. So that one is the one where the foundation shifted, and the floodwaters were a couple feet in the house. And so now we have to, some of those walls, exterior walls, took on some significant damage. So 2 of those walls were replaced today. We'll finish replacing the remaining exterior walls next week, and I'm so excited about that. Project 118 made crazy progress this week. We officially have a spiral staircase up to the loft. I'm so excited about that. The kitchen is complete. The bathroom is complete. The only things we have left to do is put in the mini split goes in next week. The water line gets connected next week. And there's one more I'm forgetting. The gas stove goes in next week. And she's done. She will be done. So I'm super excited about that. And in perfect timing, just as we finish our first high school house, we have already started the foundation for the second high school house. So Project 510 will be the next project you're watching come together that is part of the Cougar Carpentry program. And we're so excited about that. So amazing things happening. Make sure during this broadcast, if you have any questions, if you would like to ask us any questions, if you're watching from the live stream, you can type #rebuilding, and that will pop right up on the screen, and we will get you right on. We'll just bring your question right up, and we will love to talk to you. Without further ado, y'all, I'm so excited to introduce you to my friend Travis. I'm so excited that you're here. Y'all, Travis, so we have a story to tell.
Yeah, we do.
We have a crazy, amazing story to tell. So Travis came all the way from the coast, and you got here. I was looking back through my photos, and your first day here was October the 2nd.
Yep.
Which was our second day in the parking lot, in Rose's parking lot. So at the very beginning, after the storm, what happened? You're at the coast, and you're like, I'm going to the mountains.
Yeah, well, I was actually at my parents' up in Rock Hill.
Okay.
And so the storm come through, and I started checking like the dams, the waters around our area, the lakes and stuff, and the water was just pouring, just flooding over all the dams and stuff down there. And so I don't know, I felt like I was supposed to do something.
Yeah.
And with the photography and everything, I was like, I don't know, I just felt like I'm supposed to help. And so made a post on Facebook, said, hey, I'm going to make a run up here, trying to get some supplies together. So I had a few local businesses Rock Hill, the town I grew up in. But they had a few businesses donate some goods, gas and diapers and
Yeah.
formula and all that stuff, and headed up this way and found you in the Roses parking lot.
You did.
So, yeah, because it was a day later, because we
Yeah.
headed out the day before and rode around and talked to some people, and everybody's like, "Oh, we're good. We don't need help. We don't need help." And we went to Henderson and like towards Back Cave and come on around, and somehow we ended up in
Burnsville
and the
That's
Roses parking lot.
amazing.
And
I'll never forget that day. So it was our second day at the parking lot. The first day we didn't have a tent. The second day we had a tent, and my neighbors were coming out, and as quick as someone like you brought us supplies into the parking lot, we were handing it right back out. And so many people needed stuff. So many people needed things, and so so when you came and when people like you would come, I was pretty excited.
oh yeah, very excited.
Yeah.
And that's what made me like stay, because
Yeah.
or realize that, because I'd given a few things to a few people here and there,
Yeah.
but I mean, everybody's in shock and panic and everything, but you were the one that seemed like you really like wanted it, needed it, and was going to be actually giving it to the neighbors,
Right.
to the people who needed it. It wasn't going to just like the big, to the big supply places and
Right.
stuff like that, to the fire departments and all that. We were trying to get it to the people.
And so you came in, and I have a picture of it, and I meant to send it to Russ so he could pop it up at this very moment, but I have this great picture of me and you where you had unloaded some of the supplies, right? So you had some, and you give them to me, and I was so excited. I put them under the tent, and people are coming and getting stuff, and you leave. And it wasn't long. Like, how long was it, would you say, that you came back? Like an hour, 30 minutes, 10 minutes? It seems like.
Yeah, it wasn't long. And then we ended up staying over in Mars Hill for the night in cots at like the Red Cross place, and then came back the very next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we'd met you like that evening.
Yeah, it was pretty late.
And then we're like, well, we'll come back the next day, and ended up staying for 3 months.
Yeah,
So,
you did.
but it started out as a 10 by 10 tent.
Yeah.
And you had enough supplies to cover it, but you were coming as soon as they were coming. But we stayed there, and next thing you know, it went from a 10 by 10 tent to, I mean, an entire parking lot.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And not just a little parking lot. I mean, like the
it's
full shopping center parking lot.
A couple football fields.
Oh, for sure.
There's a couple of football fields. And, so I remember you coming back going, you were the most excited to get these supplies, so I'm giving them all to you. And you did.
Yeah, because you seemed like you were the one that needed them the most and was giving them to the people. And that's what, God. It's all God.
It's all God. It's all God. That was so cool. And what was, so later, we were all in shock, right? And I was just so determined to get people what they needed. And so when people come in and give it to me, as soon as our neighbors come up, we're handing stuff out. And then it got crazy, right? Like so y'all came back on the third day, and then, and more stuff was coming, and you were helping us. I mean, you worked the whole time. Oh, yeah. But what I didn't know, and I mean, I guess your following knew, but I had no idea that you are a very renowned photographer, nature photographer. So you have a great social media following, and I didn't know at the time, but that's how you were raising money.
Yeah, we were raising money, and then we had a bigger page back in Charlotte, the CLT Guide, which I was friends with the guy that runs that page, and so I was making posts, and he was like, keep us updated. And so whenever I could actually get service, or whenever I actually had time,
right?
Because not only did you not have service, we didn't have time.
We didn't have time. It was crazy.
Once the truck started rolling in. But and they were loading trucks in Charlotte, like at warehouses. Yeah, full 18-wheelers. And
so Travis, and I didn't know at the time. I had no idea. He had you just did so much and had it coming. And then one day, here's how I found out. So, we're in the Roses parking lot, and the Save More was right next door. And I had went in the Save More to get something or whatever. And you were in there with a buggy full of stuff, slam full of stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, you're out of paper plates, or you're out of whatever I was out of. And so you had, as people were sending you money, you were going in to save more. And I saw you do it again at Rose's. So he was
Yeah.
going into our stores, and what we didn't have, you were not able to buy. And then he would push the bug out to the distribution and hand it out. It was so cool.
People weren't needing stuff, and
People
that's what it
needed
was
stuff.
for,
Yeah.
you know. And the thing that a lot of people don't realize, and what I didn't realize either, was so much stuff was coming in, but like what was really needed, so much stuff was coming from outside that the businesses that started opening up, like they needed people to start spending money
Right.
here. So it was great that everybody was sending stuff from the outside
Right.
in, especially in the first few days, first week, 2
yeah,
weeks.
because it was like 2 weeks before we had internet.
Yeah.
And so the grocery store was open, but it was cash only
Right.
for a couple weeks.
Yeah. And so as soon as like those stores started opening back up, like
Yeah.
I thought it was, you wanted to start paying the businesses
Yeah.
so that they could keep themselves going, because, you know, if not, we can hurt the local businesses
That's
too
right.
if we don't,
That's
if we're
right.
not careful.
And well, like the restaurant, so we have the Chinese restaurant in the same complex, Highway 55 in the same complex, and Burger King.
Yeah.
And wasn't it like it was a couple weeks or a month even before they were able to open?
Yeah, because of the water.
Yeah, because the town didn't have water. So I think it was about a month.
Yeah. We didn't have water. We didn't have showers. We didn't have toilets. We didn't have.
We joked
like
about that.
We had like a little private like
Cinda
porta
says,
john,
I've
like
been
way
following
back.
Travis's page since I bought the calendar last year. Isn't Travis great? And now he's back.
Yeah,
He's
it's
back.
nice to be back. I was wanting to get back here sooner, but
yeah, I'm so
here
glad
we
you
are now.
came. This was perfect time, and we've had a great week this week.
Yeah, it's been a great week.
So I wanted to talk a little more about the parking lot, because it's still, for us, we're just steady moving through the trauma, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
there's not really good or a way to stop
Right.
what our forward progress was. But, you know, in those very early days, and you had said something at dinner the other night that just tickled me to death, that, you know, when like a couple weeks later, volunteers were coming in and were upset that they were using porta-johns. And in the early days, we didn't have porta-johns. The town didn't have running water.
Nah, we had 5-gallon buckets.
We had 5-gallon buckets.
Like beside the tents, like no joke. Like, and the people that were helping and volunteering, and like it was crazy, you know, just to see the people that were here to just help, and like they were willing to basically crap in a bucket.
Yeah.
For lack of better words.
Yeah.
But literally, just because, and stay there all day long, because they knew that, you know, the people needed help.
We needed help. And so many people took on different roles. You know, ours was distribution. That's what we were really good at, was getting the supplies here and getting them distributed into the community. Other people went to what essentially was a war zone and helped people dig out, you know, help people get stabilized. There were so many different elements to it. And you captured a lot of that. So with your photography, you would help us all day. And then eventually you started going out into the community.
Yeah.
And taking photos.
Yeah, whenever I felt comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, whenever people kind of knew what I did.
Yes.
You know, and I talked to people about
Right.
it. And then they're like, hey, you need to do this.
Yes.
You need to do this. Because I didn't want to just go sticking cameras, you know, around.
Right.
Like I did want to, but, you know, it's a tricky thing as a photographer. Like I love the storms. I love photographing storms and stuff and the beauty. But it's like with the storm comes trouble sometimes.
Right.
And, you know, photographing people in vulnerable moments like that, to me, it's, you know, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
But then after talking to everybody and meeting everybody and people getting to know who I am,
right.
You know, they're like, no, you need to do this. You need to do this. So,
yeah. And you captured some powerful photos. And what I love about all the ones that you have shared with us, which are thousands, there's not people, you're not capturing necessarily the people.
Right.
You're a landscape photographer, a nature photographer. So all of your photos are on our website. You know, I mean, well, not all of them, but a lot of the photography from early on is stuff that you went out in the community and collected.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any of this, but what he knew about me was that my heart was completely broken. And it took me 7 weeks to go out into the community before I even really knew. I had people were telling me within the community as they were coming into the parking lot. I knew a lot, but I didn't see it from my own eyes. And so you and Tyler, my husband, had talked, and Tyler had even said, don't post too much yet.
Yeah, because we didn't want you to see it.
Yeah, because it was so, I mean, I hadn't seen it and would still go home and just cry and cry and cry. And so that was, I don't know if I ever said thank you for that, but thank you for that, because you came to help us and not hurt us.
Yeah.
Which, looking back, it's been almost 15 months. A lot of people came to hurt us, and we dealt with some of that in the parking lot.
Yeah, we did.
And I don't think I haven't really got into that conversation. I talked about it some then, but at the same time, I tried to be positive. I had people down in like Concord and Charlotte that wanted to come help, but because they were hearing about all these blockades or these, crazy mobs and different things, people didn't want to come because they were afraid it was dangerous here.
Oh yeah. And there was a whole storm of just rumors or this or that. And
it was crazy.
And we didn't know everything because we were here.
We're here. And we had
from the world.
No cell service. You could barely get signal here and there. And then I think on day 7, we got the Starlink.
Yeah.
And so that's still a Starlink that still runs us to this day. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was definitely intense.
Crazy.
It was definitely a learning curve.
It was
learning experience.
It was, because so when you got there, and that's what I love about you you're really one of the very first volunteers that came and stayed and said, I'm here. And so you got to see where we were, 3/4 of the parking lot, there were still other organizations that showed up. And now we know of those organizations, most of them were not here. They told us they were here to help. In the parking lot, they acted like they were here to help.
Right.
But it was wild. I mean, it was like the wild, wild west. I mean, we had people with guns, big guns, like big ARs strapped to their tactical vests. I mean, like, we're here to protect you. And I don't think people realize where they were.
They didn't need protection. They just needed help.
Yeah, we didn't need protection. We just needed actual help.
And I think that scared some people. That made people nervous.
Yeah.
Well, we had people running around with like AR-15 strapped to them.
Yeah, and full body, like they were getting ready for war. I like to say that they acted like they were, they were coming to play war with us, is what it felt like to me. That people were, especially one of the groups that came to the parking lot, which would have been like, they got there on our 4th day. So that would have been about October the 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you had been with us a little bit, and then they rolled in, and we lovingly refer to them as the Jambalaya Pirates. And, and that was pretty crazy. Russ, I hear Russ on the mic. Russ, you forgot to hit mute. So we lovingly refer to them as the Jambalaya Pirates because that was the most intense 48 hours of our entire, I would say that was the worst. That was the worst 48 hours in the parking lot, was when the Jambalaya Pirates were here, because in the beginning they came in, and because of who they are and their national recognition, we thought it was a good thing. Like, oh, the Jambalaya Pirates are here. They've done this before. They went through Katrina. They know things. And that was not the case. Wow. That was not the case at all. That was so far from the case that it was, the sheriff had to get involved, and we had to really, like, I don't even know how to say what we had to do. We had to get them out of here.
Yeah, we had to get them out of here.
We had to get them out of here.
Now let's make sure that we have the difference between these are the NC ones, not the not the Deep South ones.
I don't know, whatever they were. Yeah. There was a couple different organizations. There was another organization that called themselves the which we can't say.
The one had a name that was supposed to be like the main one, the original, but they weren't the original.
They weren't the original Jambalaya Pirates. They were like an offshoot of it, but they're still using the name, and people didn't know. And
because the ones who originally started it, they were the good old boys. They were the people like you would find here in the mountains.
The
farmers.
The good people. And then what we now know is there's an entire business around disaster response and recovery. Like organizations are set up and they go in during a disaster.
Storm chasers.
They're storm chasers or grifters, and that they fundraise around it, and people don't know. People have no idea that the people coming to help are not always the people that are coming to help.
Right.
I mean, there was so much alcohol involved. Like, I don't know how they did anything as drunk as they were, because they had ARs, they had SWAT type vests on. What did you call it? Artillery vests?
Tactical
vest. And then they had like a bottle of liquor.
A gallon of whiskey.
Yeah, a gallon of whiskey. Like, it was so it was like this big drunk fest apocalypse. It was crazy. It was
Which
wild.
makes it even more nerve-wracking whenever they got guns.
It was, except for I was like, get the guns out of here. And there's a circle. There's a huge group of them, 20, 30 of them, trying to be intimidating to me. I'm not packing. This is my hometown. This is where I live. I don't have to pack, you know. I mean, I might have something, but I'm not open carrying.
I got guns, but I didn't even bring
one.
That's the last thing on my mind.
Right. But I'm all up in their business talking about, get the guns out of here. If you're going to be here, you're not going to have guns. Because, you know, we had 93-year-old grandmas coming out of the holler for the first time needing supplies. And here she sees some big, you know, dude in tactical gear and guns. And I mean, it was so scary.
Yeah, looking like you're in Afghanistan or something.
Yeah, it was scary. It was very scary. But you stayed.
Oh yeah,
we stayed.
And even though they did have some negative things, they did bring some more attention to the area.
They did bring attention.
Which did bring some other good people.
Yeah.
You know,
you mean like the roto wash?
So they do have the...
Because after,
that was intense.
That was intense. And you were in the parking lot. Yeah, we need to talk about that. So after the Jambalaya Pirates were removed from Yancey County, so they were asked to leave Friday night. So we got them fully out by Saturday night. And then, was it Saturday night or Sunday night?
It was Sunday night or Monday night.
Sunday night, we had a helicopter try to land.
A Black Hawk
helicopter. And you filmed it. You were there.
Yeah, I had some footage of it.
So tell us what happened, because I was not there. And I think that was another God thing, because I think had I been in the parking lot and experienced what everybody else had experienced, I don't know that I would have been able to continue. So ultimately, I think it was a blessing that I never left. And that for that 20 minutes, I was not there. Yeah. So what happened? What did you experience?
Well, it was intense. So, I think the whole week, I'd been here, helicopters flying over left and right.
Thousands of them.
all over. I mean, landing zone down the road, landing zone down the other road. 19's clear enough for everybody to get through now, but for some reason.
And sirens too, because remember the traffic lights were out because we didn't have power for the first week. And so with the traffic light out, there were so many wrecks. I mean, the sirens, not just the helicopters, but we also had so many police sirens, ambulance sirens, fire,
Yeah, because they were trying to rush to go help somebody else. It
was crazy.
Yeah, and then so we're out there, and then it had gotten a little weird or whatever. A few cars that's come through the parking lot, like 3 blacked out SUVs, unmarked kind of stuff, coming through, right around the parking lot, real sketchy and they left, and we were like, what in the world was that about? A few minutes later, you hear the helicopter flying over, and everybody in the parking lot knew it was different,
right?
Because everybody looked that way, even everybody else, like people with past military experience, like we had heard these helicopters for a while now, and then all of a sudden you heard it coming down, and it was low and slow, and it come right over the top of Rose's, and I mean just hovered, circled around the parking lot, come around, and you could see they were looking down at us, and then they go to act like they're going to land in the parking lot, and there's no room to land. There's nowhere to land.
Yeah.
There's tents, there's cooks, there, people cooking, and trucks and cars and campers and
tents. I mean, sleeping tents.
People sleeping in tents in the parking lot. And it starts coming down, and whenever it does, right as soon as it starts coming down, everybody's like, what in the world? And everybody's got their phones out filming, because we all knew something was fishy about it. And then right when it was coming down, it just turned and it like throttled up. And when it throttled up, it like scooped everything and it just like blew everything away. And
like a tornado.
we're already worn out. We're already exhausted. We've been going 20 hours, 23 hours out of 24 hours almost some nights for a while. And just exhausted. And we're like wrapping up the day, feeling like we're, and then that happens and it just blows everything away. And it was a little heartbreaking, to say the least. And
yeah, because we at that time, I mean, we had just been there maybe barely a week, just barely 5 or 6 days. We'd been in the parking lot.
Yeah,
maybe 7. I think
a little bit
more, I think it was right at a week. I think it was October 6th when the roto wash happened.
Yeah,
so 6 days.
But then all that happened, and then everything was like,
do you know
kind
that
of sketchy?
It
sleeping.
It blew so hard that I later found out that it blew packages and boxes. There was a guy driving down 19, and it blew packages into the back of his truck.
Oh wow! I know it blew the tents down there. It blew it down the hill. It had stuff everywhere.
We had stuff everywhere.
The cook got burned from the cooking oil.
Yeah, it was
a lady fell over, and it was really fishy.
Yeah,
and everybody knew that it was intentional.
Right.
It wasn't. It wasn't. No, it was very intentional.
Yeah. I'll never forget coming back because it had just happened, and here I come up 19, and there's police lights all over the parking lot. I mean, they were everywhere, police lights and the ambulance lights. And I said, oh my God, what has happened? At first I thought maybe there was a wreck down at the intersection. And then when I see up on the hill and the police lights all around the parking lot itself, I thought, I'm not there. And they come to shut me down,
Yeah.
And that wasn't it at all. I mean, we get there and we find out it's the Jambalaya Pirates. I still believe it's the Jambalaya Pirates.
Me too.
Technically, the National Guard has come out and said it was one of their pilots and it was an accident. But I mean, the eyewitness account, and some other people that have dug deeper on that, it was just crazy.
I never accepted that.
I don't accept it either.
I've never really feared from like my life really, other than doing, dumb stuff, riding motorcycles or stuff back in the day. But I was like truly scared.
Yeah.
Like
my kid was
it was hard to sleep that night.
My kid barely would come back to the parking lot after that because everyone was running for their life. I mean, it
was just weird because you had all the rumors circulating around. They're coming to do this. They're, this is a planned storm, this, that, blah, 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 blah.
And then all the human trafficking. We had all those groups going, we're here to stop human trafficking. They're trafficking kids in this county. And I'm going,
a lot of room, a lot of
stories.
It
was crazy the stuff they were trying to do.
But through it all, we said we
don't care.
We just kept pushing it out.
Yeah.
People kept sending more and more stuff.
Yeah. And it was, for a couple of days after, it was a blessing in that then after that point, we had news crews in the parking lot every day.
Yeah. I think I did an interview with 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah. And so then we felt safer.
Because I was like, I remember even telling one of the news crews on one of the things. I was like, I'm not suicidal.
I'm not suicidal. Exactly.
Like, in case something crazy happens.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not suicidal.
It was crazy like that. It was crazy like that. But we made it. And and in the first month, we didn't even have a forklift. So when stuff would come in, we'd have 18-wheelers come in. We'd have these huge U-Hauls come in. I mean, all kind of, if it could be hauled here, it was hauled here in that. Horse trailers. Yeah.
Everything.
I mean, every form of hauling stuff here, we unloaded in that parking lot. And you worked so hard constantly just running with us. And then finally the forklift came.
Oh yeah, the forklift finally got there.
And you became our official forklift operator.
I did.
Yeah, that was your job. You were like,
I like the forklift. I know how to run that. I ran that for a long time at one of my previous jobs. And you got a lot of people running around, so it's good to have somebody who knows what they're doing on it.
Exactly. You did. You killed it. You ran that forklift, and it was
unloading all those trucks before that forklift got here. That's where it was really, for y'all who don't understand, like, you really just don't understand, like, how intense it was. Like, whenever the stuff started coming, like, when I showed up, it was just a tent. And it was just like, no bigger than what you can see, like, 10 by 10 tent.
Yeah.
And then it just started piling on. Next thing you know, more tents started showing up, more tents. And I mean, like we got a full complex, like a full parking lot here. And I mean, 18 wheelers dropping off stuff, pallets of stuff, you know.
And then we'd sort it.
And I'm talking about pallets of water. Like it's not just anything. Like, I mean, you're talking about truckloads, 53-foot trailers of water, pallets of water and water,
But
and
we
baby
needed it.
formula. And
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
need it all. We do. But that's one thing we need to learn for like to help like other people later on, since you've seen this and we've seen this, is like helping prepare people for what to send in the beginning.
Yeah, not clothes. Never send clothes.
Yeah. Not as much of the clothes. Yeah. And definitely not dirty ones.
Some people did need clothes, so it's terrible to say that. But
well, you need it all. It's just,
need it all.
And I know that everybody's trying to send whatever they need, but
yeah.
But like whenever you get more organized, like with a group or something,
Yeah.
you know, and you can find the places that you can donate money to and stuff that, you know, because when we're here, we know what we need.
Right.
You know, and when you got a flood of everything coming in, it does get overwhelming for everybody trying to unload, because it's like a mixed bag of stuff.
Right.
And a lot of stuff did come in and it was mixed bags, and it's great, you know, because we needed it. And the people needed it. But you know, things just be packaged a little more organized, I would say, you know, and not in just bags and bags of stuff. Like,
right.
Because it makes it easier on like the volunteers or the people that come here to volunteer to be able to help organize and sort and put it in the right piles. Because I think that was one of the biggest stressors of the whole operation, was not getting people the stuff. It was just being able to sort through and separate and store stuff, you know.
Because we set up the drive-through parking lot. Yeah. So we had a hygiene section, we had a baby section, a food section, a first aid section.
Well, and then you're having but then you get a big truck that comes in, or a big, you know, 5 horse trailers that come in, and they're packed with everything and everything mixed together. You know, when it's all mixed together, that's when it becomes tough. You know,
it was crazy.
But it's been great. I mean, it was. I mean,
I can't believe we survived it. I can't believe we not only survived it, but for some crazy reason in my mind, I was like, okay, now let's get into this part of it.
Right.
How crazy was that?
Yeah, for sure. But you kept, you know, because you kept on figuring out, how can we help people? Okay, we're here now. Now what can we do to help people more? What are people needing? You know, what's the next step? Yeah. What's the next phase?
And you remember when the building materials came in? That was on November the 2nd. I looked back through my photos and found the first stack of building materials. And that was really the first time we almost had like a fight in the parking lot, because those building materials came in and everybody needed them and everybody wanted them. And so that's when I was like, oh God, building materials are what people need. I mean, I should have thought of that. I should have known that. But that's what, at that time, a month after the storm, that's what people were desperate for.
Right.
Was building materials.
Yeah, once they got kind of somewhat settled.
And then God sent 100 doors. Do you remember that night? Yeah. That was wild.
100 doors.
And we're like, what are we going to do with 100 doors? And we couldn't put it in the front parking lot. So that's when we commandeered the back parking lot. Mind you, we were squatting the whole time.
Yeah, we done commandeered 2 corner buildings, the old Dollar General store,
the old pizza shop,
the whole front awning out in front of Save More and Roses.
It was insane. So, but we made it. We made it. We figured it out. After God sent the doors, that was the answer to my question to him, was, you want me to get into building materials? Those doors showed up and I was like, all right, that's it. We're in. It's building materials. And now we've come a long way. Oh, yeah. So what do you think about now? So, because you left in December.
Yeah, and we followed it. It was February.
It was February.
Yeah.
You left in February, so we had just moved in this space and we were just starting to evolve, but we didn't really have project numbers yet. And we didn't really have we were getting people to build materials, but they were donated building materials, not necessarily like how we're doing it now.
Right.
So,
yeah, because you were just getting the Rebuilding Hollers like actually formed and everything. You were trying to get that going.
Yeah.
Well, that's whenever you realized you needed to get that going.
Right.
Because you started getting the materials.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, we can do this. And then the shirts, you have on an
Yeah.
original. He's been wearing the original.
The
It has
OG.
officially been a year since the originals came out.
Yeah.
And so we started selling those, and they went phenomenal. And that's when we knew, okay, we can keep going.
Yeah.
I can start raising money with these shirts, and I can buy what I need, because just like with the basics donations, it's the same with construction material donations. You don't always get what you need. You may get the 2x4s, but you don't get the screws.
Right.
You may get, the roof material, the shingles, but you don't get the felt.
Right.
So there's got to be things I've got to be able to buy. And so these shirts, your hoodie, the hat, the t-shirts, we started selling those, and that allowed me to start buying materials. So now we have spent over $500,000 buying materials.
That's so awesome.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
It's
so
crazy what we've been able to do. And then you've spent this week with us.
Oh yeah.
You've been back, and it's December now, so it's unfortunately you didn't get to see how beautiful it is spring, summer, and fall.
Right.
But now coming back a year later, what do you think?
It looks a lot better.
Yeah.
For sure. Some areas a lot better than others. It was kind of hard.
Yeah.
Coming back. I'm not from here. I don't live here. So I didn't go through like what y'all went through. But for me being there and helping out for all that time.
You have a heart for us. Oh yeah, you have a heart for us. You love us.
Man, it just brought back so many memories. But yeah, and seeing a lot of stuff, there's been a lot of progress. A lot of progress.
Roads you can go down now.
Yeah, I think almost all the roads actually have blacktop on them for the most part. Like all the main roads, like the roads are connected. There might be a few that maybe not be so much, but I'm pretty sure that most of them are connected. Yeah. But and a lot of the material and stuff that was piled up, I mean, there's still a lot of debris down through the rivers and on the side of the roads and stuff still hanging through the trees and stuff. But
the mountains are still pretty wild now. Seeing all the, our big thing now. So it's not the big debris piles in front of us, depending on where you're at, but it's the ones up the mountain.
All the trees that's falling over. Yeah, because you can really see them good, especially with that snowfall.
Yeah.
The trees. And that worries me though too. And I'm sure it worries y'all as well, because that's a lot of dead material now. And eventually
we're really not looking forward to the different seasons, because as it ages, it's just gonna be a big tinderbox. So that's why we have to keep talking. We have to keep getting our push out, our information out there. People need to know this is still what we're dealing with. We still have to keep fighting for state and federal money to come and help us,
if not,
and if they could focus on that, that'd be great, because there's a lot. Mitchell County lost 49% of its tree canopy.
Wow.
Yeah. Over $43 million in lumber lost. That's a lot. That's
insane.
That's a lot of trees down. That's a whole lot of trees down.
That is a lot of trees.
Yeah.
And whenever and it's so wild, like some people might have just rode through the main roads and they didn't see some of the stuff, like, because downtown Burnsville, you don't really see what really happened, especially if you come in from 26.
Right.
But man, anywhere this way down.
Get back in the hollers.
Get back in the hollers. Off of 19, Pensacola, 80. Yeah, it's
crazy.
People don't really understand until you see it firsthand. Pictures don't do it justice.
Yeah. So this week you've been going back and taking the year update shots.
Yeah, trying to. Yeah. I've got a lot.
Yeah, that's been really cool.
Yeah, because it took time over time to get it.
Well, and now you've got to look back and then go, okay, where is this?
Yeah, but I did get to go around, after, probably like the third month.
Yeah.
Here I was,
you were
got around and I was able to get around a lot more, and I met a lot more locals.
Yeah.
To kind of show me.
Are they the best?
Oh yeah.
I'm crazy.
Well, what's even crazier is I got family ties up here.
That's so cool. That's what God sent you.
Isn't that so crazy?
Yeah.
And it's kind of cryptic, I guess,
Yeah.
in a sense.
What? And
but,
it's the Silvers family. Which family
yeah,
was it?
Silver.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, Frankie Silver.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, of course, you would be part of the crazy family. I'm just kidding.
The crazy.
You had to be crazy enough to come and help us and do what you did.
I'm just glad that I met you whenever I did because, well, I mean, it was, I guess, fate. You know?
I think so.
But it was
because you helped us tremendously, and also you captured what you did, capturing photos, beautiful photos, and to me, when I look at them, it's beautiful devastation because it captures exactly. I mean, there was even some, we were having the Northern Lights had showed up, and you got some beautiful pictures of that and beautiful pictures of destruction.
Right.
But it really shared our story, and I think it captured what we were dealing with very much so.
Right.
And people needed to see that.
Well, and also, because I always shared the beauty on my page. Usually like my Facebook page, Travis Huffstetler Photography. It was always about sharing the beauty, sharing the light. Because there's enough dark in the world,
Yes,
right?
there is.
But you can't have the yin without the yang, right? So, that's why, like, whenever I come up here, that was something that I'd never really done before.
Right.
Because I always want to share the beauty on my page, not really destruction. But this is what people need to see. This is what it's all about. It's about people.
Yeah.
And what we've seen in the parking lot and people coming together. That's what people need to know is that there's a lot of good people out there, and they might not want us to believe that because they try to distract us with all the nonsense. But like at the core, we're all the same. We all just want to be loved and know that we're appreciated and that somebody else cares about us. And it don't matter what religion, race, whatever.
Nope.
Like we're all the same at the core. And you see good people everywhere, and that's what we need more of. Is people taking care of people and encouraging and inspiring and helping along the way and continue supporting.
Right. And it's been powerful to me. I mean, it's the miracles are incredible that we've experienced. I mean, you experienced them in the parking lot. You can't deny it.
No.
People they'd come up and they'd ask for something, and immediately it was there.
Yeah, or it showed up.
It came in, and then it was just wild how
it's the beauty in the mess, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's why, with the photos, like that's what I wanted to share was the beauty and the, not just pure destruction. Cause and that's what you've seen even in the lines with people, you've seen the devastation, but whenever you could sit there and talk to them and, you got to see the beauty in it too. And there's a lot of people still in good spirits through it all.
Oh, so resilient. So resilient about what's going on. And it's incredible. It's incredible. I'm still wow. So what do you think about our projects? So all the projects I talked about, which in quite a few I didn't talk about in our opening, you got to see them this week.
Yeah, I've gotten to see a bunch.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen all of them.
No, you haven't seen all of them.
Close.
But a lot of our big ones that are going right now.
Yeah, y'all got a lot.
What do you think about that? Is that crazy?
It is. You got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Pouring footers at one today, sheetrock going in at others the other day. Got the CDTs down in the coffee shop down in.
Is it not amazing?
Well, it's not just a coffee shop. It's more.
It's a restaurant.
Yeah, it's
the living room of Spruce Pine. Did you have a calamity?
It's like the heart of Spruce Pine, I would say.
It's incredible. Did you eat?
I didn't eat there yet.
Or you had ice cream?
Yeah, we had a banana pudding, ice cream sandwich. That thing was like that thick. Oh yeah, it was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
You should go have breakfast and get a calamity. That's the bounty.
Well, that was the first time I had been there.
I know.
I wasn't sure, but when I walked in there, I was like blown away.
Yeah.
I was really blown away and they went from 8 employees to
17 now. Yeah,
which is cool.
It's incredible. The fight they had, David and Trish are the owners. The fight they had to rebuild, and Taylor's their daughter, it was incredible. It's remarkable. And then we got to go see Project 17 as well. So you went to Huntsville with me this week.
Yeah.
And had a tomato sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Tomato and bologna.
Good old mater sandwich.
Yeah. He said to me, why are you doing all this? I said, because I need my tomato sandwiches.
That's right. Well, because you need those people to be those staples.
We do.
In those areas to be the light for the community and in their areas. You know?
Exactly. And we're working right now on getting his fuel reestablished. So I'm real excited about that. I think once we can get his fuel back there, that'll be really a big deal. So
yeah, and I mean those are the pieces that bring the rest of it together too. You know.
yes.
Like DT's her employing that many people. You know. I mean that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then him with the store out there being able to connect with the people that are there, so they don't have to go.
Yeah, because
so
it's
far into
45 minutes
town.
to town.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a ride. It's an
It is.
absolute ride. So to have him back is a big deal, and then just all the homes.
Yeah, the tiny homes are cool. The other homes are cool. Like they're all really nice.
Yeah.
Well, and the people putting in all the blood, sweat, tears, and the work, and
our local contractors.
Yeah,
that's my favorite part. Is so many people have said there's not enough. There's enough. They want to work. People want to work. We just got to be able to pay them, and we have to pay them because they're locals. Where are they going to go?
Right.
Locals have to be part of our rebuild. So we're having great success with, as long as I have the money to pay the locals to keep doing the work, we're going to move so much faster. People are going to keep getting home so much faster. It's just the way to do it.
Right.
And then of course buying it all locally, which you have not got to go to Summit yet. The lumberyard.
I have been to the lumberyard before.
I want to take you back to the lumberyard. I want you to give me some drone shots of that lumberyard.
That's down there at the other end
at
of
19W. Yeah, in West Burnsville. That's my favorite.
Yeah, right there at the little parking lot.
It's like an old timey lumberyard.
Yeah, it's nice. It reminds me kind of an old one. Well, Carter Lumber back in Rock Hill, but back when Dad used to go out there to pick out our wood.
Yeah, that's exactly what it reminds me of because I'm a carpenter's daughter, and so I grew up in lumberyards all over the flatland. I mean, my dad would drive. He'd drive down to Florence, South Carolina to go to a special mill guy. I mean, it was the places I've been and the lumberyards I've hung out in my life are like, oh, we're doing this again. Okay, but I love it. I love the family. I love the people. Our Michael and Ricky, and I mean, they're just all they're amazing. I'm crazy about them. Kim, they love us and we love them. And
I hadn't found too many of y'all that aren't pretty amazing.
Isn't it great? That's why it matters so much that we do this and that we get everything back together. So
there's still people definitely needing help,
and it's
going to
be
a ways to go.
Yeah, -2 on Monday. The wind chill the feel factor is going to be -2 on Monday.
Right. Yeah, 11 with a -2.
And we got to head back out to relief, and I got a message. Don't forget your winter clothes. And I'm like, yeah, no doubt. I gotta. But we survived that parking lot and that warehouse when freezing temperatures. We can survive anything.
Oh yeah, we had snow in the parking lot.
It was warmer outside with the snow than it was in the warehouse. You remember that?
Yeah, because it was so.
Oh
God. You didn't have that.
We didn't have heat. We didn't have. Oh my God! It was wild. It's just wild.
It was an experience of a lifetime.
It really was. It really was. But I'm so thankful for what it's evolved into. We're still making sure that our community has what they need. And we can't meet every need. We don't, we don't really do driveways. We don't really do, we don't do propane this year. We don't do food. We don't do utility bills. We don't pay rent. We don't do any of that. We are strictly rebuilding.
Right.
That's my specialty. My specialty is building. And I love it. I love building.
Oh, I can tell. You look like it.
Yeah.
When you're out there on site.
Yeah. I get so excited. It's so ridiculous. Today we're pouring. It was snowing, not hard, but it was snowing on the job this morning. And they're pumping concrete. And I've got the videos. I'll put them together into a reel when I get my TikTok phone tonight when I get back home. But I just love it. It is just so exciting to me, especially when the property owner comes and they're watching the progress and they're sitting there crying, and you just don't realize what something means to somebody until you're watching them watch it be built. and you're
Right.
seeing, she's just at the beginning. We just dug the footers. I mean, and we're digging the footers and getting this foundation done a little early. So we're probably a month and a half before the house will actually be set on this foundation. But if we wait until middle of January, February to do this,
Everything will be frozen.
it'll be too frozen and we won't be able to do it. And then we wouldn't be able to do anything until spring. And so by getting the foundation done now, when it's done at the high school, which is going to be about mid to end of January, maybe into February, then it'll come straight out and go straight on that foundation. And so we can finish it. So hopefully by the end of spring, she'll be home.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And that's
it was nice meeting her today too.
Yeah, isn't she great?
Yeah, because I'd heard the story of her riding it out up on the hilltop.
Oh God,
up beside the big oak tree or whatever's right up there.
Yeah, Project 510 has a heck of a story to tell. I'm excited for her to tell it.
Yeah, but I think that was one of the first roads. I think that was like one of the first roads we'd come down
because it was
like
bad.
It was night. I think it was like later in the evening, and like right there past her house is like where the road really just went into the river.
Yeah.
Like you just seen the double yellow line just go straight off the side, right there past her at the curve.
That's crazy.
But to see from where it's gone to a lot of it where it's at now.
Yeah, it's powerful.
It is.
It is. We have a long way to go, but
but then there's still a lot of stuff. There's a lot of progress, but there's a lot of stuff that still, some of it I guess I question or I wonder, like, did they just abandon it?
The homes.
Yeah, some people or some places it looks like.
Some people
it looks like they
some
might have just left it.
Some just
there's no maintenance or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
some people just left. I've talked to many that just packed up and left. They said I can't. Insane. But at the same time, right after the storm, it was a horrible winter.
Right.
Right. So what do you do?
So I mean, it's cold. You just went through all that.
No power. If your bridge is out, I mean, we had like 300 bridges out here, and there's still a lot of bridges out here.
Oh, there's still. Yeah, I mean, just on 19W, I mean, there's homes that aren't reachable.
Yeah.
Unless you basically walk across the river.
Yeah. Yeah. We still have a lot to do, but we're doing it. And I'm so thankful you're part of this journey. I'm so thankful God sent you in the beginning because you matter to us. You made a huge impact while you were with us. You're always happy. And that was stressful, right? I mean,
trying to be.
I try to be happy. I try to encourage people, but that was some of the hardest stuff I've ever done physically and definitely emotionally because, we're looking at our neighbors. We see them. Some came covered in mud. Some came, with no shoes. I mean, the meeting when by being there so that they had a place to get stuff for free, whatever they needed, we saw a lot. And we experienced a lot and we heard a lot, and that was hard.
Yeah, for sure. And like I was saying earlier, like I'm not from here, so I didn't get that feeling like y'all had. But I don't know, probably about 2 weeks in, maybe 3, it hit me like a wall, and it had like a little breakdown, I guess, because it was just like so overwhelming. And then you get a minute to just sit for a second, and it's like, this is insane.
Yeah. Oh, people will come and pray.
To talk. Yeah. But then being able to talk to the guys, like, I think God sent me to be able to speak to some of the older guys there for a little bit. Like, because you know how everybody is, they're real proud and prideful, because they've always worked for everything that they've ever had. They don't take handouts. Right. They don't take, pick me ups or, stuff
or
like
hugs.
that.
Some people don't even want to hug.
Don't.
Like a guy, like we got our one friend Russ. You ain't hugging Russ. Russ would just rather just be killed than hugged by another man.
Sometimes you just gotta.
You just gotta hug him, man. You just gotta hug.
Yeah, you just got to.
You just gotta hug.
We all just need it. But being able to talk to a lot of the older guys, and help them because they're like, oh no, somebody else needs it
worse than I do. Yeah.
And I'm like, look, man,
people still say that to me.
You've been helping people your whole life. This ain't a handout. This is just to help you through right now.
Yeah.
So take it. Like these people have sent it to you. Like you've been given your whole life. Now's your time to receive. Don't block the blessings that God's sending to be able to help you through the hard times right
Right.
now.
Right.
That's one thing I think a lot of people need to realize too, just in everyday life, is that we always want to be the one giving and helping and doing for others, but whenever somebody else tries to do that for you, you got to be accepting of it.
Yeah.
Because if not, you're going to block their blessing,
Right.
and it's really the blessing for you, but it's also their blessing.
Right.
Also. So learning how to receive, I think is a good thing to learn more of, because we always want to be the one giving and not taking, right? Because we don't want to be greedy and associated with that.
Yeah.
But we do have to learn to receive whenever it's our turn to receive. So
yeah, it was, and it still is. I get told that at least twice a day. Oh, someone still needs that worse than me. And my response has been, I figured out very early on, and I would just say, but God sent this for you.
Right.
And that would change everything.
Yeah, because if they're the ones saying it, then obviously they're the ones who need it.
They need it. They need it. And so we still have, as you've seen, we still have significant need here.
Yeah, they show up daily.
Yeah, they do. We get more calls every day. And so some of the ways y'all can help us, if you would love to give the gift of rebuilding, which I will be so thankful, is you can go to rebuildinghollers.com or .org and buy our merch. We got plenty of hoodies. We've also got t-shirts. We've got cozy crew neck sweatshirts. We've got sweatpants. We've got bags. We've got the best blankets. We have so many awesome different merch. We have amazing amounts of merch that will be great under your Christmas tree. And when you buy merch, that helps us pay our bills. And then if you decide to make a donation, all donations go straight to building materials and supplies and paying our local contractors, because the merch pays our overhead. So that is how we're able to do it. That's how and every day people are like, I don't understand how you're doing it. I don't either. God's doing it. We are just continuing to go. We have so many needs. We have so many projects that need our help. So please consider giving the gift of rebuilding. Put our merch under your Christmas tree for your family. Make a donation on someone's behalf. We take appreciated stock as donations. We can do that. And of course, what is today? The 12th. You can get the last little bit of end of year donations. We will be so thankful to send you a write-off as well for that. So there's a lot of ways to keep helping us here at Rebuilding Hollers. We do not do a lot of volunteer labor. That has not went the best. What we are after, if you are a skilled laborer, so if you have a skill in the state of North Carolina, if you're licensed in electrical or plumbing, HVAC, if you have those kind of skills and this is something you've done and you want to come spend a couple of days with us, we have plenty of projects we would love to put you on. So before we go, is there anything else you would like to say?
No, I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, we could do this.
We could do it all day. We have the best.
Because there's so many more things that we could probably talk about.
Yeah, there's a ton. We've already been talking almost an hour though. So
for my people on my live, go to rebuildinghollers.com and pick up some nice merch, like she said. So because without y'all, God used us all, without whatever he lays on your heart, it's up to you. But
and that's
we're still needing help. They're still needing help. And
sometimes a prayer, a like, a share. It's telling the whole world what we're going through,
and letting people just still know what's going on.
Yeah.
But then being able to update them on like what is going on.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about your stuff, is that you're always, Project 510, Project 11, Project this, Project, so.
I want people to know.
And then seeing the people, how you're helping them too.
Yeah.
And seeing their smiles.
Yeah.
And you've been a huge blessing to your community. I'll tell you that.
I love it here. This is the greatest place in the world.
And they love you too.
Yeah.
So you can really see it.
I appreciate that. I love them. I'm crazy about them. I'll cry about it. My friend Tammy said, hey guys, Travis loaded my car with diapers and baby supplies for the hospital when the hospital had no water or power. And Ainsley says she loves you, Stephanie. I love you too, Ainsley. Ainsley is our little girl that brought her. She was saving for the mini donkey.
Oh, that's her.
Yeah. She was. You remember when she came in?
Yep.
She was saving for the mini donkey, and she brought us some of her donkey money.
Right.
And to buy. And she said, I know it's not enough, but it was. I need people to know every dollar adds up. Every $5 adds up.
Oh, yeah.
$7, $10. And if you're watching and you think, hey, I could start a thing where I could get all of my friends to donate $5. It may not feel like it's a ton, but to us, it's a ton.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is a ton because $5 for that 4 times will add up to 20, and we can buy building materials. We can pay contractors with that. So the more people that know about us, the more people that know that we're doing exactly what we say we're doing, that's how we can keep getting help, because otherwise we have no help.
Right.
If it wasn't for all of America helping us, we would have never had anything. And if it wasn't for all of America still helping us, we wouldn't be where we're at.
Right.
We have 19 rebuilds, full rebuilds happening right now.
Yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
insane.
It's
That's pretty
crazy.
cool.
It's crazy. And that's not counting all the little things, right? Like we got roofs and happening, and foundation repairs happening, and septic repairs happening, and spring or well repairs happening. I mean, there's so many little projects happening.
Right.
Amongst all the big ones that are ongoing. It's wild. It's
wild.
pretty
cool to see.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. So everything matters. Everything helps. Everything is so important to us. So this is our second to last live Rebuilding Hollers podcast of the season, of the year. Next week, I will be on by myself, giving y'all a full rundown of all the projects and just a year-end overview of Rebuilding Hollers, what we've accomplished in the last 12 months, and how we plan to continue into 2026. So I'm so excited. Thank you so much for coming back to the mountains. And thank you for being on with me tonight. I'm so thankful you're here. I truly love you so much.
Thank you for having me. I love y'all too. It's been a blessing.
It really has. God's doing it in amazing ways. So I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for loving me. Thank you so much for loving my community. I'll see y'all next week. The hardest part isn't the knowing. It isn't knowing everything that you have to do to get everything back right. The hardest part are the memories. Knowing exactly how it used to look before the storm. That's the hardest part.